Hello, this is my quick guide on installing the AlloyGator rim wheel protectors, and the finished product looks pretty nice. I think it really highlights the wheel nicely. It also covers up some damage that you may have already had on the edges of the rims, and hopefully it'll also protect them from any further damage in the future. I highly recommend you follow the instructions that came with the kit. Any indications that I give that deviate from those instructions is use at your own risk. I think the way I've done it, it comes out very nicely. However, you always want to take the safe route and stick with the instructions. And if anything happens, at least you have that to fall back on. Okay, I hope this will be helpful and you come up with a very satisfying end product as I have, and good luck. Okay, just received my AlloyGator rim protectors this week, and so I'm going to take advantage of the weekend here to mount them. And as you can see, this is the package, how it arrives. I'm going to be mounting them on my Smart Roadster, I believe they're Spikeline wheels. Okay, and I got the orange ones to pretty much match the interior color of the Roadster. Let's see what this comes with here. These are the splicers that you've probably seen on their video to join the two ends that were cut to cover up the joint so you don't see it. These, I believe, pretty much hold the ring in place between the rubber and the rim. And it looks like they've even thrown in a nice AlloyGator key ring here. So, yeah, add to my collection of key rings. Okay, I'll be stopping the video here throughout the day, throughout the recording session into various parts, because obviously you don't want to watch all the little details of preparing each and every step. So the first thing we'll do here is we'll clean out this area. I've already taken the air out of the tire, so we'll clean out this area here between the rubber and the rim to make sure that's as clean as possible. We don't have to dismount the wheel, just take the air out. And so we want to make sure that any dirt that's been in there, it comes out. We get it out before we stick the new plastic insert in here. Okay, so I'll be doing that on the video now, and we'll see the results when I start up the video again. Okay, I didn't mention here that inside this bag also comes a tube of glue from AlloyGator. It's not too much. Looks like we can't make any mistakes here for the 4 rings. This is all of it, so we have to work quick. And a set of instructions, okay, on where to put the metal clips. It looks like there are 13 procedures here that we need to go through. Alright, so I'll take a look through that first and get back with you on the video in a minute here. Okay, back with you all here. Step number 1 is pretty important. Okay, basically, first of all, you've got to dismount jack up the car. Okay, get it off the ground. I prefer to take the wheel off completely. That's up to you. And deflate the tire. Okay, and basically, this is the catch phrase here. They say that prior to gluing the little clips here into place on the plastic rims, we need to check the suitability of the ring on our rims to make sure that they are really going to fit in there correctly. And if not, in other words, if we start gluing these to the rim, to the plastic rings, and it turns out that these rings aren't the right ones, aren't suitable for our rims, then there will be no refund. So it's a step that I hope nobody skips. just to be safe. Okay, we'll go on. Okay, I'm getting ready here to start gluing these clips on, and I wanted to make something a little bit clear here. The directions here, this point is a little bit vague, I think. Could have been explained a little bit better. Okay, for each size rim, you've got to put these clips in certain locations. Alright, for my rim, 16-inch rims, they're telling me I need to put it in the 13, 15, and 16 number location. That location, those 3 points, are points that are on the ring, starting from the last point, which being 21. So you count backwards, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, and 16, 15, 14. Those would be the 16, 15, skipping over 14 to 13, are the 3 points that they're indicating that I need to glue these clips, okay? Now, the point that's not very well explained, I think, is that this is not the 21, the number 21 point that they're referring to here, okay, on the instructions. This is the point that joins the 2 ends later. This little gripper here is going to be gripping into the back of this here that's ridged, okay? So actually the 21 point is here on this end where there is nothing. This is the end that will be cut off, alright? As I was saying before, it doesn't make any sense to put rings here on the points that will be cut off, and that's correct. That's why they're referring me here to 16 will be, the number 16 point will be my first clip point. So this will be 21, 20, 19, 18, 17. This will be my first clip point. So 16, 15, we skip over 14 to 13. Alright, those are my 3 clip points that they're telling me I need to put it on. So, you see, that means that once this area is cut out here, my first clip will be right there. Alright, that pretty much jives with the instructions. Alright, so that's the way we'll be taking it out. I'll go ahead and I'm going to make a prototype cut here on this end here to make sure that these tools that I've got to cut the plastic are going to do it correctly. I like that motorcycle, huh? Nice sound. Make sure that one of these will work to cut this tough plastic. I might have to go out and buy a different tool here if I see that this isn't going to work. So I'll take advantage of cutting a little piece off of this end here just to see how clean I can cut through this plastic with what I've got. Alright, wish me luck. Be back. Okay, after making 3 different cuts here with the 3 different tools that I've got available right here with me now, without having to go buy anything new, the cut that came out the best, surprisingly enough, was this one. It made a nice clean straight cut here with this edge, and it's totally satisfactory. The scissors here was very complicated to get through the thicker plastic. The thinner plastic didn't work out too bad, and with this it was just completely a failure. It would have never worked. It destroyed both ends of the plastic. On the inside end here and on the the inside and the outside edges both did a lot of damage. So I think a combination of using these for the thicker part and the scissors for the thinner part will work just fine. And here you can see the cut that resulted is a very straight, even-faced cut. There's no rough edges, nice and smooth. So we're going to go ahead and continue with what I've got. I'm not going to go and buy any new tools, and we'll just do it. This is definitely a good, tough plastic. There's no doubt about it. It should be able to take some pretty good damage and abuse from the curbs without damaging the rims. So, even though I've got some rim damage already, I surely don't want any more. Alright, so I'll get back with you after I glue on the 3. Okay, a little update here. I've got my initial 3 clips that they indicated in the instructions that I should glue. I have them in place, and that would be number 16, 15, and 13. Skip here to 14. Alright. I cut a little bit off here so I'm not dealing with too much extra. Okay, I made sure that this was enough to get me all the way around. and a little bit extra, but it'll be a little bit easier to work with than this big chunk here. As you can see, that's left over, and that's designed for up to 21-inch wheels. Obviously, the 16-inch wheels are much smaller, so I won't need that. I've counted out the clips too, alright, and I've got 56 clips there, alright, plus the 3 there. Okay, that should give me 59, alright. More than enough for what I'm going to be doing for the 5 rims, in saving 1/5 of the clips for the extra rim that might be used for a spare or for a damaged ring that you might need to replace. Okay, so we'll have about 12 clips for each wheel for 5 rings. Alright, so we'll be okay. Got plenty of clips. By the way, they're pretty good quality clips. You can tell they really grip. They're made quite nice, and they have quite a sharp edge there. Alright, so they'll grip well. The glue that comes with the kit is pretty lame. Alright, I just gave up on it. Just try and squeeze this bottle so a little drop comes out is just really, it's a very rigid plastic bottle, and it was easier just for me to use a good old bottle of super glue. It's the same thing, acrylic acid, and it'll do just as good a job as the stuff that came with the kit. So I would recommend getting your own bottle of super glue. Alright, I'm going to get on with the next step that they indicate is to locate the grippers and the remaining slots along the wheel. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Apparently those you don't need to glue, you just need to stick them into place there. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll proceed on to step number 4. Alright, okay, back with you all here. Got all the clips into place. We're ready to start pounding this in here, I guess. Let me check the instructions again on the next step. Just wanted to update you here with what's done so far, and as you can see, everything's in place. Alright, so we're going to carry on with step 4. Let me read that, and then I'll get back with you. Okay, back with you all. Step 4 basically tells you to wipe the rim here, the rim and the tire area, with some soapy water or something similar. What I've done is used some, what I call, it's a silicone gel I use as a rubber preservative, and it's very, it serves as a good lubricant, very slippery. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. And the directions also tell you that the hole here on the ring should line up with your valve. Okay, I guess for whatever reason they want to line that up. Okay, and then we'll proceed on inserting the plastic here into between the rim, the rubber and the rim. Alright, so I'm going to do a little bit more, and then I'll get back with you again. Okay, back with y'all. I've basically been doing what step 5 describes as continuing around the rim here with the plastic, using the mallet to pound it in all the way around till I get just about back to here to the starting point. Okay, I can't tell you how easy this is being on the table here like this. I think it's a great advantage. I'll be able to work much better like this, much more comfortable. So I hope it comes out really nicely. So far what I've noticed is that the rim is covering up all the previous damage that I had here on my alloys. So that's great. It gives me the added benefit of covering up what I had and preventing any new damage in the future. So it's looking good, looking good. Alright, so I'm going to cut the video, and I'm going to check out what my directions are telling me for step number 6, and I'll join you in a minute here. Okay, here, we're back again, updating you with our progress. Basically, I've already cut, I've marked what step 6 says is marking the overlap section and making the cut. Alright, and then tapping it back into place. as you can see, my cut came out so well that it might even be better just to leave it like that and to stick that spliced section back in there. But we'll see. We'll go ahead and follow the directions as they state, and then later we'll take a look at the end results and see what I like better. For the moment though, the cut's perfect. It's right where it needs to be. It's nice and square, clean. Okay. The ring fits very, very well. And we'll move on to step, what is it, 9. Alright. Okay, one thing I forgot to mention there in step 8, just to recap, is that where the joint is here, the serrated grooves, you need to put a little bit of super glue in there. Alright, and then you pound it back into place. You don't want to get it on the rubber. It's just to hold the two ends together there where the ridges are. Alright? Alright, so step 9, basically, you're inflating the tire to 10 to 15 pounds, and then you're repounding the, how do you like that? 15 pounds and repounding the ring into place. So, I've gone through that step, and now we'll continue with step 10. Alright? Okay, back with you all after completing step 10, which is reinflating the tire up to 2.2 bar in my case, the vehicle manufacturer's recommendation and the owner's manual. And so like I said, mine's about 2.2, 2.3, or what would that be, about 32 psi, something like that. Okay, the thing to look for here in this step is the gap between the rim here and the ring. Okay, they say it should be no more than 1 millimeter. That also helps dirt from getting in there. You know, basically any gap that you have there is not good, and dirt will accumulate in there. So mine's okay, mine's pretty good. And let's see here, and the gap here on the junction is also very, very good, and well within what they recommend there on the instruction set that came with the rings. In fact, it's so good, I'm really wondering if I should put on the splice here. So we'll see. I don't really want to put on that splice because I was reading a little bit in advance here, ahead of time, and the next step is pretty much gluing the splice right in here. And once you glue that with the super glue, that's not going to look good, so I have to take it back off. So I'll just sort of do it without the glue and just see how it looks, and then make a decision at that point of how I'm going to leave it. I guess I could always glue it later, so it's no big deal. Alright, I'm going to read the instructions, check it out, look at my options, and get back with you on the progress. Alright, see you in a moment. Okay, I've basically just reviewed steps 11, 12, and 13, and as far as the mounting of the ring on the rim goes, the only thing that was left to finish here was this joint here to join the two ends of the ring. Okay, and I'm just sort of laying this here on top. It hasn't been glued yet, as they recommend, as they state you must do in the instructions, and I'm just looking at the results of how that's going to be, and I'm not convinced that's really what I want. I don't know. Take a look. What do you guys think? I guess to each his own. I don't like that bulge sticking out like that. Of course, if I take it off, the hole isn't too attractive either. So I'm wondering if maybe there's an option of maybe filling that hole up with the same material and gluing that into place and just leaving it like that without this splice. But you know, I guess that's just to each his own. There you can see maybe better how the splice would end up looking. Alright, and there's even a slight plastic color difference. You know, this is a little bit lighter tone, so I don't like that result too much. Interesting decision. Perplexing. And the problem is, once I glue that on there, that's it. I've pretty much done the damage to the plastic, and well, I suppose I could scrape it off, like they say, when you do have some rim damage or hit a curb and you want to try and refurbish the plastic a little bit. They say with a razor blade you can sort of scrape that away, and it pretty much comes back to looking almost new again. Obviously it's not going to look new. So maybe I could glue it, and if I wanted to take it off and I had to scrape a little away, I could scrape a little bit of that super glue damage away and get it back to what would be this type of a look. Okay, but that's about it. Pretty much it's the mounting. The only thing I need to do now is put the wheel back on, check the tire pressure at various intervals over the next couple hours and next couple of days. Make sure I haven't lost any air, and that's about it. Maybe I'll post another picture of how it looks on the car in the end. I think it's going to look pretty sharp. It'll match my interior nicely, and it just goes, you know, along with the smart styling, I guess you could say. Looks cool. I'm looking forward to seeing it on all four wheels here and taking it for a drive. So keep posted, and maybe you'll see a picture of the final product on all four wheels. Take care. Okay, in the end I opted for plugging that hole up and gluing it here at the joint, and gluing the plug inside the hole there that was for the splice here. I think it looks a lot better, personally. But yeah, whatever you decide, that's your decision. I don't particularly like that splice. It's a different color of plastic. It makes this area a little bit wider and more like a bulgier, and I think this looks a little bit more slicker, and you have to get up, you know, quite a bit closer to really see there's a splice there. The other one, you could pretty much see it from a couple meters away. Alright, well, that's it. We'll see how it looks on the car. Thanks for watching the video. Bye-bye.